Good morning, students, and welcome to the online classes of Sacred Heart High School. Our subject for today is Geography, Standard 7th, topic Lesson number 9, Agriculture, Part 2. Kindly open page number 54 of your Geography textbook. Let us begin with our lecture now. Pisciculture, fish farming. Farm ponds are dug out for this purpose. Water is stored in such ponds. Fish seeds are released in the ponds. For this, seeds of freshwater species are used. In order to achieve the best growth of fish, scientific methods are employed. Fishing in open seas has a number of risk factors. Different types of fish and other aquatic organisms get caught in the fishing nets. Separating them becomes a major task. All organisms do not fetch the same price. All these factors led to the rearing of specific type of fish species separately. Pisciculture developed out of these efforts. Vam, Roha, Ravas, that is Indian salmon, Columbi, prawns, etc. are reared in fish farms. So children, what is pisciculture or fish farming? Artificial ponds are made. Okay, and in those ponds, seeds of fish are released. Now, these seeds are of the fish which come from fresh water. And then, of course, there has to be taken special care of this pond, that is cleaning the water and giving food, etc. But they get maximum production out of this. Now, this type of fish farming is more effective rather than fishing in open seas. Now, what happens in open seas? The fishermen, they put a big net in the seas. So what happens? All types of fish get caught in the net. Then after that, they have to separate different types of fish. Also, during storms and other climatic conditions, it is very risky for the fishermen, and they give their life in danger and have to go for fishing. So this type of pisciculture is very effective. Now, what type of different fish are found in the fish farms? That is Vam, Roha, Ravas, Columbi, etc. Next is sericulture. Silk thread is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. These threads are very fine and strong, and from these one can weave soft silk cloth. Getting silk thread from cocoons and manufacturing silk cloth are independent occupations. So children, silk thread is obtained from cocoon of silk moth. Now, there are two types of occupations included in sericulture. One, in which they get silk thread from cocoons, that is silkworms. And other one, the different occupation is manufacturing that silk cloth. Okay. They are not included in agriculture. Different organizations supply silk moth eggs to farmers. Leaves of mulberry trees are main food for these silkworms. Once planted, the mulberry trees survive for a minimum period of 15 years. Hence, the expenditure of planting the trees every year is saved. So what is the food of the silkworms? Mulberry, leaves of mulberry trees. Now, one mulberry tree, when it is planted, it can survive for minimum of 15 years. And so, a farmer does not have to spend every year on planting mulberry trees. The expenditure on planting trees is very less and it is saved. Next is nursery. In the last few years, the area under floriculture, cultivation of medicinal and aromatic plants, and horticulture has increased. These plantations require a high standard of seedlings, cuttings, bulbs, and seeds. This has led to the development of nurseries. Nurseries give good returns. Next page, that is page number 55, types of farming. Now, different types of agriculture have evolved due to geographical and cultural diversity and technological differences in different regions. Now, some of the regions, they are technological wise, uh, they are very developed. So, they use different types of equipments for agriculture. While in some parts, they are technologically less developed. So, there are different types of agriculture depending upon geographical diversity, cultural diversity, and technological differences. The type of farming depends upon the purpose and aims of methods of farming. The crops being cultivated, the techniques used, land use, etc. Broadly, the following types of agriculture can be identified. So there are two main types of agriculture: subsistence farming and commercial farming. In subsistence farming, there is intensive farming and shifting farming. So now let us first see that subsistence farming. In subsistence farming, there are intensive farming and shifting cultivation, two types in traditional farming. Now, what is intensive farming? Intensive farming is carried out in one and the same farm for years together. In shifting cultivation, every year a new area is chosen for cultivation. After a specific period of time, old areas are again used for cultivation. So, children, let us first understand what is intensive farming and shifting cultivation. In intensive farming, the farmers use only one land or the same land for years and years for cultivation or their farming purpose. Same land, they do not change their land. But in shifting cultivation, they shift their areas. Every year they take a new area. Okay. And after a specific time, the area which was not used, they start using that area again. Okay. Means some part of the land they keep it empty. They do not plant anything for some years. Intensive farming. Now, what is the main purpose of intensive farming? Is to get maximum production. Getting maximum production from a minimum area is the characteristic of intensive farming. Due to large population or limited availability of land, per head holding is small. This type of farming is mostly seen in developing regions. Farm production is sufficient only for the requirement of the family. In this type of farming, the cultivator and his family are totally dependent on farming. As farm production is low, the economic condition of the cultivator is also poor. In this type of farming, mostly animate energy is used. Besides the cereals, vegetables are also grown to some extent. Now, what is the main characteristic of intensive farming? to get maximum production from minimum area. Now, as the population is more and they have only limited area, they try to get maximum production from that area. Okay. And what all they plant? Cereals and also vegetables to some extent. Now, this type of farming, that is intensive type of farming, is mostly seen in developing regions. And the production which is done, it is sufficient for their family. Shifting cultivation. Shifting cultivation is a primitive type of cultivation. This type of cultivation is practiced in the tropics in densely forested, turn your pages, areas or hilly tracts. The farmer initially selects a piece of land in the forest. So children, this type of farming, where it is carried out, mostly practiced in the tropics of densely forested areas or hilly tracts. Then what the farmer does initially, that is in the beginning, he selects a piece of land in the forest. Now he wants to grow his crops over there in the piece of land which he has taken. So what he does, he first clears the land by cutting down the trees, plants and removing the shrubs and grass. Once the cut trees dry out, he burns them. The leftover ash gets mixed in the soil and acts as manure. So what he does, children? He cuts down all the trees, plants, shrubs, grass, everything which is there in the part of that plant. And after cutting down, he burns them all. And after burning the trees, what you get? We get ash. So that ash, leftover ash, gets mixed with the soil and it acts as manure. Sowing and harvesting is done before the rainy season. See figure 9.6. The production obtained from this is not sufficient to fulfill the food requirement. Hence, people undertake hunting, fishing and gathering of bulbs and roots from forest. So the production which we get from this shifting cultivation is not sufficient. So along with farming, what all they do? They do hunting, fishing, gathering of bulbs and roots from forest. In this type of farming, the fallow period is longer than the crop period. After the productivity of the land depletes in 2 to 3 years, a different piece of land is selected for cultivation. So children, what they do? One piece of land they use for 2 to 3 years. Once they get the production and after that they come to know that now this land is become less fertile after 2 to 3 years, then they select another land. Likewise, shifting cultivation is done. One land is used for 2 to 3 years and then they shift for another land. So children, with this, we end up with our today's lecture. We shall continue with the lesson in our next lecture. Till then, stay home and stay safe.